To say that Fay Ripley hasn't had the most glorious start to her day is an understatement. I've been up since 3 a.m. with a dog with diarrhea. And let me tell you, dog diarrhea is much worse than human diarrhea, she declares. And, because he's a dog, he still wants to eat, and so it's a terrible cycle. This has been going on for 3 days. Coming here today feels like a bit of a holiday. We are at ITV's offices where the Cold Feet cast has gathered to celebrate the new series, the third since the big return of one of the country's most treasured dramas 2 years ago. And, after her farewells to on-screen husband John Thompson, insisting he visits the next time he's in London, "Stay at my house. Palatial, you'll have your own wing," she jokes. Fay, who is trace chic in a stylish frock with fancy handbag and not at all appearing like someone who has been tending a dog with the trots, sits down to her flat white with oat milk to do what she does best. Chat. And there's a lot to chat about. Firstly, that her character Jenny has one heck of an emotional story to contend with in the new series when she is hit with a shock cancer scare. And if the critiques of her castmates are anything to go by, James Nesbitt describes her as phenomenal. Fay puts in an astonishing performance. A bomb is dropped. With the age these characters are at, this is the reality. And I wanted the way it was dealt with to be very recognizable to Jenny and to real life, and involved in that is humor. Yes, there are moments when you break down and are terrified when something like that happens, but then you put the bins out and you watch I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here. You're not doing these things. Even when people are dying, there is humor, and that's the bit I felt was missing when cancer is dealt with usually on telly. Jenny doesn't even tell anyone for a long time, she doesn't react in a way that is obvious. Fay says she and the rest of the cast have plenty of input into what happens to their beloved characters. Let's just say we're not shy. I've been banging on about having a storyline that isn't just reacting for ages. Both Hermione Norris and I have been saying, this is a great show and I love my character, but I need to do something other than react to somebody else's storyline, she says. Come on, as women, we've got our own bombs being dropped all over the shop. Give me a bomb. And this happened to be a big bomb. She also reveals for the first time that she had a big bomb going off in her personal life while filming the cancer story. I had some very dark stuff going on at home. My father was dying, so I'd be filming in a hospital while on the phone to a real hospital. I was in hospital basically the whole time, it felt very surreal. And, in a funny sort of a way, I was finding escape in my work, she says. I was very grateful for being with my mates. My Cold Feet pals were very nice to me. And luckily there was a gap in filming, so I was able to be there when my dad died. Fay, 52, has been married to fellow actor Daniel Lapéen, who has starred in The Devils and Catastrophe, for 17 years, and they have 2 children, Parker, 16, and Sonny, 12. They take it in turns to work and have just gone through their longest ever stint apart, with Daniel away filming for 2 months on the other side of the world. He's complaining it's too hot in Australia. And I'm like, well, it's cold here. And busy. It never gets any easier. I don't like it, he doesn't like it, we're not very good at being apart. Of course, they are also apart when Fay heads north to Manchester to film Cold Feet, leaving him in charge of the family nest in London while she attempts to make her hotel room a home from home. I've got it down, I know what I'm doing. Hermione and I stay in a hotel. I stayed in an apartment before and I've never been more lonely in my life. I'm such a nester and I was all, who am I nesting for? I'm better in one room. The mini bar and the kettle become the kitchen and I stand there with my pot of hummus. And then I go from my kitchen area to the side table and chair for a relax, that's my lounge right there, she laughs. But mainly I'm working really hard. I'm like, when I'm working, work me hard, but don't have me hanging about because I need to get back on the school run, frankly. Not that she'll be doing the school run for her daughter for much longer, with Parker having just turned 16. I'm lucky that Parker is amazing and is turning into the woman I wish I was. But you have to really put the miles in when they're teenagers, it's quite full on. Even my son, who is 12, is joining in with the whole adolescent thing, she says.